Hey guys, welcome back to part two of the video series. If you haven't watched the other parts, I'm going to leave a little link up here somewhere so you can go back and watch the first video in our high ticket series on how to build a high ticket system, a funnel system for coaches that you guys can use to gather leads on autopilot and make a big impact. You guys are going to use the same system to leverage your content, scale your business up as much as you want. In this particular video, we're going to talk about automating the lead gen process, and I'm going to show you guys a very simple formula, a headline formula that you guys can use on your registration page. So if you watched the previous video, you'll know that I laid out everything on this page. In this particular video, we're going to talk about the registration page. That's all we're going to be talking about here. All right, so let's flip over to the actual blog post. So you guys are probably on this page looking at this page, and we're going to talk about that automation process. So where this whole process starts before it ever even gets to the registration page is Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter. You're running some paid ads where you send out an email to your list, and then you drive people into your system. You want them to register for a webinar, but your registration page might look something like this. If you guys are using warm traffic, you might just drive people to a page with a video on it, or if you're a service provider, you might just drive people to a page with an explainer video on it, and then at the end have a call to action that says sign up now, click the button down below. Something, right? But in most cases, we're using cold traffic, and if you're running ads on Facebook, any of these sites, you're bringing in cold traffic. You're bringing in other words, people who do not know who you are, in which case you need to build a little bit of, you need to position yourself in a way that people are like, yeah, I need to listen to this guy. This guy knows what he's talking about. This guy is the bomb, and I'm going to sit here and watch what he has going on for an hour. So the people that you're helping as a coach should have some kind of a big life crisis type of a problem, or what we call that bleeding neck problem, and then you can help them out. You can help them overcome whatever that problem is. So that's one of the caveats to this entire system, is that as a coach, you do need to be able to solve somebody's big problems. Okay, so if you can do that, if you qualify, then this system is for you, and you can create a little page like this. We use ClickFunnels. You can use lead pages. You can use if you're running a webinar on a site like Stealth Seminar, you actually build your registration page out in that system, in the Stealth Seminar system, and then what you can do is just drive traffic directly into your webinar. So again, back to this. Let's look at every registration page should have a some kind of a headline. So that's where we were going with that whole thing. Was, hey, guess what? Headline is going to do 80% of the heavy lifting for you. If you can write a good headline that appeals to that big problem that we just talked about, then you don't even need anything else on this page. But we're going to add some extra bullets. We're going to make it all look pretty. But really, you could make a very simple page that has nothing but a headline on there, and that's it. So let's look at this headline so that you guys get an idea of what to write. And I recommend writing 10, 15, 20 of these out, and then find the best one. Or you could actually test them against each other to find out which one converts the best. So all that being said, we're going to look at this right now. The formula is how to get the incredibly good without the incredibly bad, and then you can optionally throw on an even if statement where you say even if, and then you fill in their favorite excuse. So let's go through this real quick. How to get the incredibly good. We're going to use the dating like men dating niche as an example. So you're incredibly good for a man or a young man who's trying to date and is like, hey, this sucks. I don't like being rejected or whatever. They probably all they want is to date more, or maybe they're stepping up their standards and they want to date a hot supermodel. So the incredibly good, like the high end of that spectrum, is how to date the hottest supermodels. Okay, so as a man that would want to date being young, why not? Let's go for the hot supermodel. So that's going to be the high side. That's going to be how to date the incredibly good with the hot supermodels. All right, and then we're going to put a without the incredibly bad statement in here. So using that same example, that same avatar, we're going to say without being rejected and embarrassed in front of all your friends. So no man wants to be rejected. No man wants to have to go through that and deal with that kind of thing. They're going to crawl into some kind of a space in their room. They're never going to come out. They're going to go in their parents' basement, play video games for the rest of their lives. We're going to hey, what happened to that guy at the 10-year high school reunion? Oh, he got rejected by some hot supermodel, and nobody's seen him since, right? So all that being said, that is pretty much the formula. So you can play the heaven off the hell. You can play the incredibly good off the incredibly bad. You can paint that picture of everything that they've ever wanted, the promised land, but also paint the picture of the hell, the worst thing that they could possibly think of. If you can paint that with this headline formula, you're going to get people to sign up for your webinar, okay? And then optionally, like I said, you could start addressing objections early on, as early as this headline process here in the registration page. So you could say even if, and then you fill in their favorite excuse. Using this example, we say even if you're bald, overweight, or too old. A lot of guys think those are excuses that are valid, and in most cases those can be proven to not be an excuse. So to put that all together, you'd say how to date the hottest supermodels without being rejected and embarrassed in front of all your friends, even if you're bald, overweight, or too old. So that's the whole process right there. You can put that into your favorite registration process. We do have templates for this. In fact, this particular page here is just a screenshot from one of our templates. You guys can click on the link. I'm going to put a link down below it or in the description that'll take you over to highticket.co, which is our template store. You guys can pick this up and get started. Make it easy on yourself. This does work inside of ClickFunnels, and if you don't have ClickFunnels, it'll just prompt you for a 14-day free trial. You can play around with this, see how it works, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy the results that you guys get off of this. You guys are going to see, you should see, as long as you have a good headline, you should start seeing anything from 15 to 20%, if not a little bit higher in your registration rates. So that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. If you guys are just coming to this video on YouTube, make sure you go back and watch the first video. If you want to watch the next video, we are going to be talking about the webinar process and building authority. Okay, so that's all I've got. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.